You have beaten Tim.
I'm second. I don't normally get second. I even said I'd be late for this one.
Do you want to meet Tim Key?
Oh, I'd love to meet Tim Key.
Hat or no hat, do you think?
Hat.
Glasses?
Hat, but no glasses, I think.
Glasses, but no hat. Here we go.
We can't both win. Ooh, show us your head. No hat, no glasses. No hat, no glasses. Game drawn.
Standing up mirror. You got young boy's hair.
Haha, okay. Well, good to see you both. Good morning to you. Good morning to you particularly, Mark.
Oh, thanks, Tim. And good morning to not just you, but the back of you as well, for the first time, I think.
Oh, I got eyes on the back of my head?
No, normal head, normal back of head.
Front of head.
Finally confirmed. I've decided I'm going to have a shave because it's the morning.
You've hardly got any hair there, it looks like.
Yeah. Big baggy jowls.
Jowls.
I'm going to shave my big baggy jowls, Al. Gillette, the best a man can get.
So if you're watching from Gillette, we're happy to do whatever. Just get in touch.
What sort of Gillette is it? What sort of cream?
Whoops, on it goes. On it goes. He's got snow all over him, like me in the Christmas episode.
I like shaving. I don't think I've had a wet shave for maybe about 4 years.
The last time I had that stuff on me, as I've said, was when I was pretending it was, it was Christmas, actually. It was Christmas 2020.
But you were pretending as well. Sometimes you can pretend it's something when it's also something.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, like I'm pretending to be sitting here, but I am.
Last night I pretended to have noodles while I was having noodles.
Yeah, well, I guess I pretended to go for a run yesterday, but I was actually going for a run.
Pretending and truth.
Pretending and truth. I am a detective. I'm your favourite sleuth. It's pretending
and truth. Pretending and truth. I have a girlfriend. Her name is Ruth, which means mercy. That's a lovely bit of shaving.
Does it mean mercy? So it means ruthless. That's why.
That's right. Yeah.
I never knew that, Mark. Does Mark mean mercy as well?
Mark is from Mars, the god of war. Mark means fighty fellow. Someone's made us out of, sort of wool.
What are we clutching? I've got Mr. Pineapple.
I've got a Fraggle because of my noted fondness for Red the Fraggle. And Tim...
the plot plant from his shelves.
He's got the plot plant from his shelves, and this was made by someone called Cat Shearer.
Key to start.
If it's anything like the last game, you might end up playing the first few people.
I hated that, and it wasn't fair.
This is a must W for Key. Luckily, it looks like his mind's on the game. It might be worth us doing this. If Mark, if you put your head, I think, but just your eye, and then he puts his chin up.
And we're trying to do a composite face.
Yeah, it never works. Yeah, that'll do. Key to start.
Well, it's got to be, do you know Diana Ross? No more people who have got the word.
Uh-oh.
No, they've got the word upside down in their Wikipedia page.
Do you mind embellishing why she's certainly got it?
I think it's that song that goes upside down.
Oh. Is he vibrating?
You're trolling me.
Inside out. Well, he's doing
Diana Ross.
Round and round.
I didn't know that was Diana Ross.
I'll tell you what, Al.
Alex.
I really, really like Diana Ross. And quick game relocation. I remember writing to my
MP.
I remember writing to my MP asking whether I could get a Diana Ross single for Christmas.
I want to hurry the game along, but name another.
What? Another person's got upside down? Paul Daniels have it? Exactly, always the right way up. Copperfield. I'll go for Copperfield.
There must be someone else famous for going upside down.
There must definitely.
If you look up a sloth, do they sleep upside down?
Ah, that's good. That's good, actually.
Bat is the one. I'd say that was a very successful first move.
Yeah. So the two people that definitely are Diana Ross and Bat. I think then we'd better say Scroobius Pip. No more people, you can prove they've watched No More Jockeys.
You can prove.
Yeah, so in his case, he tweeted about it more than once. You could also prove it by texting someone, though, if it's somebody within our immediate,
Fine, yes. Would you take my word for it?
That's crossed that bridge. I mean, we've had things like that before. I claim to have met Jordan Henderson and the bloke from Mumford & Sons, but you have to take my word for it.
Yeah.
I
Hello.
to a cafe nearby, and it's called Bread by Bike. I bought a cinnamon bun, and I also must admit the flavour is very, very good.
Well, I won't take your word for it. Mr. Blobby.
Uh-huh.
Yes?
I'm going to say one person now.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Steve Blobby. No more people who you can find a picture of them in 90 seconds wearing something on their top half, one thing, but it isn't a shirt or a T-shirt or a normal or a top.
What?
It's not a conventional top.
So he has his little bow tie and nothing else. So it could be anything on the top half that's not a conventional top.
Again, this is name another situation, but you've probably thought of one.
I think a swimmer with a medal.
Oh, very good, very good.
Bras count as conventional tops.
So where's the line, man? What's conventional, what's not?
So if he was wearing a jacket and no top, that is not a conventional system.
Yeah, that's interesting. And you will get a jacket and no top sometimes. Weird people sometimes do that.
I think you know what a conventional top is.
Well,
Wait, are you eating your bun in tiny little bits?
what do you want me to do? Put the whole thing in my mouth?
Why are you not taking bites?
Oh no, I tear and chew.
Do
I'm
you?
tearing off bits that are a bit like that.
Do you tear and chew Big Macs?
What size, Max? Sorry?
Well, any size Mac. I should have said Max. You tear and chew Max of any size.
No, I bite Max. Well, unless it's a big one.
Tear and chew.
Tear and chew, yeah. It's too big. Can I have a Mac, please? Large, I think.
I love a large Mac.
And I've just had my first thing where I thought I'll just clear that water droplet off the screen.
Raymond van Barneveld.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Snooker.
Yeah. Nature snooker really does.
I'm going to say no more people that Tim Vine has probably met.
That's probably Matt.
Right.
Yes, because Vine is interested in darts, isn't he?
If there's a challenge, you go, I think Vine's met that person.
Fine.
Vine. Then we text Vine and he can put us right or put us wrong. What's the closest you've shaved?
When we used to be friends, and like we still are friends, but when we used to be also,
Better friends.
years before we fell out, I used to have hardly any beard for most of my 20s. There'll be pictures of us together where I've got
Fuck all.
fuck all down there. Yeah.
I think, were you asking about this end of the head, Timmy?
No, I was about this end of the head, Timmy.
Your head is the same size as this bit, apparently. Between your eyes is the same length as between your chin and the top of your head.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't look like it. It's an optical illusion, but if you measure it, between like that bit of your nose is the same as that bit of your head.
It's an amazing
Yeah.
illusion. You'd swear it was different.
Very big, Ev.
I met Horne when he was a skinhead. I met Horne when he had nothing on top.
So I don't mean to break the rhythm, but what I would say is my parents like both of you.
Isn't there someone that we know that only one of your parents likes?
No, both of them like the same people. They're married because they fancy each other.
But your dad must fancy someone else that your mum doesn't fancy.
Nope, they all fancy the same set of people.
I'll tell you who my mum does find dishy. John Nettles.
Oh, Monsieur Poirot.
As you presume. I think it might be, Jonathan Swift.
Ooh.
Not many people who.
I think that's what's happening for the rest of this game.
Yeah, if it's not too many more people.
Yeah, we can have a couple.
Yeah, try and keep a lid on this one.
Beginner's version of the game, this. Jonathan Swift. A slight reduction on people who,
When you think about it.
when you have a piddly. There's a weird reason why I don't think it can be Jonathan Swift, actually. Well, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, I think. No more people, you can find a poem by them. Any poem.
Ooh. Are they limericks? I like limericks.
I think a limerick still counts. Yeah.
Does Tim write limericks? Are they called Timericks?
If not, why not? On both. To both
Bring a
questions.
book out called Timerick Key.
Fuck? You joking?
I'm going for the Lighthouse Keeper in the Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch.
What?
There's a book called The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. The seagulls get it.
I suppose, yeah. Whack!
Sorry, Horne, is this an evening game and you're lashed?
I have more fun in the morning games because there's no one I can't wake up.
There's what?
There's no one you can wake up.
Noble people who live right by the sea.
Yes,
Right by the sea.
Right
Right
by the sea.
Hang on, distance between house and sea. What do you say?
What is right by the sea?
So any coastal town or city. There's no towns between them and the sea.
Can't you just say like within a mile of the ocean?
It's different, isn't it? Because a coastal town, you can live in a coastal town and still be several miles from the ocean. So we better get our.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we
I
better
don't mind
get
doing a
our.
mile. I'll do a mile from the sea if it keeps the old blockhead happy.
Blockhead?
You've got a blockhead.
I don't have a blockhead.
You've got a blockhead.
That's the most preposterous thing I've heard in all my life.
Well, what do you think it is then?
Towhead. Watto, I wonder if you can settle an argument.
Waxhead, actually, surprisingly.
Waxhead he's gone for. That's a shame.
I don't make the rules.
Fats Domino.
Ooh, very interesting.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. But this from Mr. Fat.
Noble people who, in their second name, last name?
Maybe last name is clearer.
It goes dun, 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 dun.
As in...
Oh, vowels, consonant, vowel, consonant.
No more consonant, please, Carol. Vowel, please, Carol.
No more Vortimer name.
Consonant, please, Carol. Vowel, please, Carol.
I might do a challenge just for a bit of a laugh.
Well, it is a bit of a laugh. The whole game is meant to be a bit of a laugh.
Only because I don't know where anything is or what anything does or who is anyone. Perhaps Domino might live in a coastal town. Or might
No.
The problem is, we changed it to a mile, didn't we?
Well, LA's a mile, isn't it? It's right on it. I want Key to get the must W. So I'm going to do everything I can in my power to help him.
But how are you helping me get the must W if you're challenging every single thing I say?
Well, he's throwing challenges away, potentially.
Exactly. Chucking him in the bin.
Why'd you change it from throw to chuck there?
I'm trying to be more cool. Because I'm 43, a lot younger than you. And so I'm just thinking, don't say throw, Alex. Say chuck.
Why you call yourself Alex? That's pretty square. Call yourself by your nickname.
Hey-ho. People do that, don't they? The guys do that.
Hey-ho.
Or Alan?
Okay. Fats Domino was born in, your friend of mine, New.
Jersey.
Almost, yes, New.
Foundland.
Almost, yes, New.
Castle?
Almost, yes, New.
Disc camps.
Can we move down, America, please? Down. New.
Orleans.
Yes, New Orleans. You can visit Fats Domino's old house in New Orleans, which
Can you go to the
back to a classic category of could you have a shit there? I think I seem to remember. He lives just by Chicken Mart. It's not a million miles from the old blue stuff here. I have to say it.
Well, it doesn't have to be a million miles. It has to be 1 mile.
Yeah, I mean, do you see what I mean?
You picked someone who lives right by the sea, Timmy.
It's a stone's throw, isn't it?
Well, basically, you just have to walk down Fats Domino Avenue, which is surprisingly coincidentally he lived on Fats Domino Avenue.
How long did he live there for? Was it the majority of his life?
He lived there for 7 years at least. He set up a new home in a quiet neighbourhood on the West Bank where he lived until his death in 2017. So I guess...
That I'm quite interested in.
Now, hang on though. Is it the sea or is it more a river? On the West Bank of the Mississippi River, it says this latest house was.
That first one, is that by the sea?
The more I look at that, the more I think that might be the river, the Mississippi, not I think. Yeah, it's the river. It's a river.
Oh, well, he's fine then.
It was just an exciting bit of searching. It was exciting.
Well, it was a fantastic bit of searching, but he doesn't live by the sea.
Somehow he squirms out of it by...
Look, he swims out because it's a river.
Oh, river, sea. I wasn't that specific, I think. I think I said near something wet.
I think he said no more people that have seen a seagull. Well, I think it's probably time to say...
The following
statement.
We're doing our smiles. Smile for the camera.
Okay. Is it the Angel Gabriel?
Sorry, Walter. Yeah, we got it.
The Angel Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel. And it's no more people who can fly.
Fly.
Without a plane. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm flying without a plane. That sort of thing.
Yeah, that, like the song.
In that song, the Flying Without Wings one, you could be in a helicopter.
This is what I hate about this game. It's just watching Horne. And when I do my go...
Bear in mind, I can hear this.
Yeah, he's in. He's like, I challenge. When you do your go, he does his stand-up.
Well, look, I'm thinking about doing another challenge on Archangel 8 Gable, but then I've lost all my challenges.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I hope so. Will this cup go between my mouth and my finger?
Yeah. I think it will, but I've got to say no now. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, in fact, no, because of the bulge.
It gets blocked by the bulge.
No.
It's done by the bulge.
How close is it to your mouth there? What if you ram it a bit closer to your mouth? Just ram it across it. Oh,
yeah, it does go.
Well, look, I'm thinking of saying Mrs. Christmas. Father Christmas's wife.
Full disclosure, I've got a small audience of 20 in front of me. Yeah, I've got 20 people just over on my kitchen table.
They've been very well behaved.
Can you get them to all make a low humming noise?
Yeah. Chaps, Horne is asking, can you make a low humming noise? Oh, they want me to go on mute. One sec.
Shy. The 20 people are shy. He's listening to the humming noise.
Did they do it?
Really good, actually. Very low.
Cool.
Almost
very, very low.
I wouldn't mind seeing them all wave if you want to put your camera on, turn your camera off for a bit. Mrs. Christmas, no more people whose surname or last name is the same as a stand-up comic that, you know.
Yeah, that we know. I'll challenge it. I mean, this is not likely, I don't think. But I think
it's worth a chance. It's worth a challenge.
Is there something where Mrs. Christmas might have gone on in the sledge with him, like that she could have been flying? Is there?
Ooh.
She goes flying.
Yeah, it's possible.
I thought you meant flying without a... It's an in-game relocation to let the dog out.
Oh, so 2 now. She's not even using the sledge there, I don't think, is she?
Well, I don't really understand that. What is that? That's a picture of her flying.
Well, what do you want? You want me to get her in here and make her do it live?
If I drew a picture of you flying, does that mean you can fly?
Well, big if.
First of all, what is that, Tim? What is it? Is it a
Yeah, we've seen that.
The story of Mrs. Claus's secret Christmas Eve flight.
I think if you can just tell me the plot of that book, if it says she has the ability to fly, then I reckon I'm gonna.
I'll tell you what, it's a good writer if he's put the phrase, she has the ability to fly in there. Mrs. Claus has a secret.
Does she?
You need to listen. It's dangerous and exciting too.
She had an affair.
Listen. Why don't my friends listen?
Listen.
And the elves are in on it. What's worse, Santa has no idea. The North Pole will never be the same. Could Mary's secret jeopardize Santa's Christmas Eve flight? This holiday adventure about Mrs. Claus's secret mission will fill your heart with Christmas spirit.
But will it fill Horne with being out of the game?
You need to listen.
Listen.
I've been listening for ages.
A delightful Christmas story the entire family will love and want to read over and over again. And this book is 5,885,161 in books.
Right. Well, we listened.
I'm now clicking on some reviews. If you would be so very kind as to, just for a moment...
Can I do the work? Can I do the work?
No, listen. What does Mrs. Christmas do on Christmas Eve while Santa is delivering presents? This is the story of a secret mission that Mrs. Claus performs to bring orphan children and loving families together on Christmas Eve. With the help of some very ingenious elves, Mrs. Claus is almost able to keep this mission a secret from Santa. This book conveys the true meaning of Christmas in a very special way. Very cute little book about Mrs. Claus.
She's potentially a fictional character. And so if a fictional character flies in fiction...
We don't know anything about the plot. I feel like we could get closer to knowing...
What do you think the secret mission might be? That's the thing.
I'm definitely hoping that she flies across and gets the orphans and brings them back or something.
I've gone. Picture of Mrs. Claus flying. You can't get much clearer than that.
fair play to Horne. But also, Tim, it's just the same as trying to beat Horne. In these situations, it's just,
It's honestly not, Watto. Horne's thick, and he checks out mentally sometimes. You're on it. You're like Gary Kasparov.
You got this.
Whose go is it?
Yours.
Oh, flipping hell. Okay. Bob Hoskins.
There's probably a little book where he flies helping orphan children.
Are you going to challenge me or not?
I've got a POS one, but it's POS.
Okay. I'm going for Wainwright.
The Walker?
Yeah.
Wainwright's trails and stuff, isn't it?
Wainwright was an accountant turned walker, and he'd write these fantastic books about his walking around the Lake District, and he'd write them in his own hand because he was an accountant, so he had beautiful handwriting.
Yes, I have heard of this character. That's a good one.
Can't remember his first name.
It's Wayne.
Wainwright.
No more people who,
When you
can find an example of their handwriting.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow. Like a signature, would that count?
No,
Okay.
like a sentence they've written down in their own hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an aggressive move.
I had to go aggressive.
Your face is an absolute picture now.
The main thing I was trying to do there was put the little water blop in the middle of my eye, but actually when I go past it, I realised it.
I'll challenge just in case the guy was born by the sea, because none of us know anything about him. It's possible he's from Brighton.
I think it was Lake District E.
I think he's Lake District D, so I think, but Lake District's got some coast, so you know.
Yeah, you're all right, mate. You're okay. 28 miles from the sea. Blackburn.
Blackburn in the end.
Oh wow, Blackburn. Okay, yeah, Blackburn.
Blackburn's nowhere near the sea. You're not getting your paddlers on in Blackburn.
It's another in-game relocation as I go and get the dog. And give it.
The third one, remarkable game this for relocations.
It's so smooth, Horne. You'd love this.
It doesn't look smooth anymore. You need another shave.
The category that you've just named has not exactly made life easier, I have to say that. I suppose what I can do is go through my contacts book and call up one of the most experienced campaigners out there.
I don't want you to do that.
I think it's Noah. There could well be. We have now had quite a number of challenges. Noah more people
Lovely.
who are renowned for working with animals.
I wonder what his job was, though.
He probably was a shipbuilder or a carpenter, and that's why he got the big gig to start with, maybe. I don't think God would have chosen Noah unless he thought he was pretty handy with the old...
Yeah, he probably picked a carpenter who had a lot of pets. He probably had some pets. Well,
I've never seen anyone look as sort of thoughtful and appalled at the same time.
I think he might be trying to hear something in the distance.
Well, if he is, if someone's out there helping him in the street, I'm annoyed.
Don't look at your bookshelves.
He's got those 20 people with him in there as well.
I thought you were going to challenge.
Look at your bookshelves.
I still think he might.
Are you going to challenge?
Noah.
You're going for Noah as well?
No. Challenge.
Right. Did you pick the wrong one?
Pick the wrong word.
It's a very good ship he's building, so I think he might be a shipbuilder. So why wouldn't he be based by the sea? He might be.
Well, I think it's going to be very hard to prove it's within a mile is the thing.
I mean, for a while he was very near the sea, but that's when the sea was everywhere.
It might be a case of the old mountain coming to Mohammed.
I know where he was born. He's born in Choulon, East Eden.
How east?
Yes, falling off for the east.
Google Maps.
Is he getting his boy wet, Horne? Is he getting his boy wet?
Well, you think he was so close to the sea that his penis was wet? No results found for Choulon, East Eden.
This is the sort of thing I was hoping might happen, yeah.
I think you might be all right, Mark. He lived in Mesopotamia in Greece, which isn't particularly by the sea. In fact, it's not at all by the sea. It's right there. It couldn't be further from the sea in terms of Greece. It's bang in the middle of Greece. Noah almost certainly lived in Mesopotamia, the land situated between and around the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. So he did live near water, if you want to walk on that, Mark.
Yeah, but we've had rivers. We've had quite a bit of river talk, haven't we?
Horne?
Hello!
I don't think you've got such a good personality.
Oh.
Look, I'm afraid that Noah did not live by the sea. We can't be sure where he settled after the flood, but his descendants founded several cities, such as Babylon, all located in Mesopotamia.
This has been a good old battle, and it's not quite over yet.
Sorry, my roof is a hand.
Sorry, my floor is a hand.
Sorry, my wall is a hand.
And that was pretty good.
I think it has to be.
It simply must be
On balance.
Jesus Christ.
the one and only.
Famous for being famous.
Nobody he'd rather be the captain of industry.
I am the one and only.
And I'm the son of God, you see.
Nature's Chesney. Big old Bill Christ. I'm just running checks on Big Bill Christ. Will you challenge Jesus Christ?
I'll have a nibble. I don't know that it'll...
Off your face!
Excuse me?
What? There's no one here. I can't wake up.
He's been storing that up for so many games, the grievance.
I'm going to go for Jemima Puddle Duck.
Right.
What do you mean, right? You're out.
The right is a normal thing to say, though. It's not like if you said, that shit.
Will you challenge Jemima, Watto?
I don't know yet.
Okay, in that case, that's better than nothing. Jemima Puddle Duck, no more English.
Well, hang on. Challenge. Can ducks fly?
Well, I mean, they definitely can fly, ducks.
Have you seen Jemima do it?
Well, I'll have a little look, shall I? And see if Jemima...
No more people who can fly, the category.
Well, we don't know whether she could fly. She was usually wearing that dumb dress.
Yeah, she was quite land-based, but you can see why I'd asked the question.
This is a great challenge, I think.
She was a puddle duck.
Yeah, I know, but she can't always have been in puddles, can she?
Don't tell me she's flying, Horne.
Don't tell me she isn't.
I mean,
She's flying.
well, she's a duck, Tim.
Well, Mrs. Tiddlewinkles, then.
It's not the first time a duck has caused you trouble.
Nurse Crotchet, any of these people, really. Sinbad?
I think Sinbad lived near the sea. He was a sailor.
You can get a tapestry which says Jemima Puddle Duck was not much in the habit of flying.
Oh, not much in the habit,
So she didn't fly a lot.
but she could.
Welcome to my world. Well, there was nothing I could have done there. I was snookered, all ends up.
Well, with Jesus, I was going to have a go at. He was wearing something like some sort of top that you wouldn't expect, because there's all sorts of pictures of Jesus doing around.
Yeah, he used to wear that sort of jumper that says 74 on it.
Yeah, just to confirm, there is a passage in the book. Jemima Puddle Duck was not much in the habit of flying. She ran downhill a few yards, flapping her shawl, and then she jumped off into the air. She flew beautifully when she got a good start.
It sounds beautiful to me, I must admit.
Well, it sounds crap to me. I mean, I can't get off this ruddy one. You needed to win today, Horne.
No, you needed to. It was a must W for you. I'm happy on my little 3. Win. Win to Watto. It's a win to
W for
Watto
W.
land.
It's W for W, and it takes me to the, if you will, the foot of Mount Parnassus. I hope someone else wins the next game for the continuation of set 5. At the same time, I will not do anything stupid on purpose, because that's not how we behave.
Did you like it when I said it's a win to Watto land?